Hi there, this is Sean, the Honest Book Reviewer, with another book review. In this video, we're discussing Egg Drop Dead, written by Vivien Chien. It's book 5 in the Noodle Shop Mystery series. It's a cozy mystery series, and it's becoming one of my favourite cozy mystery series of all time. Unfortunately, this is the weakest in the series in my opinion. I thought the mystery was weak, I thought the characters that were presented to us weren't that strong, and I thought the author took out a few of the main characters that are very strong in the other books and didn't give them enough space in the book. And I felt that a bit strange as well. Also, the author introduced another character in this book that I didn't really enjoy, a PI character that a main character starts working with in this story. I felt that a bit odd. I didn't like the combination, and I don't know if it really fit well with this cozy mystery series. At the start of this book, Lana has introduced catering services for the restaurant, and she manages the restaurant for her parents. The first event they're catering is Donna Feng's 50th birthday party. Now, Donna Feng was in book 1, and she has been appearing in some of the other books as well, but in book 1 she's very prominent because she's the widow of the guy who used to own and run the Asia Village shopping centre. And in book 1, this guy was murdered. But now, it's good to see that Donna Feng is playing a prominent role in this book as well, because I do enjoy that character, I do enjoy Donna Feng. Anyway, during this party, everything's going well. We do witness a bit of an argument between Donna Feng and the nanny who's looking after her children. The children manage to escape, run down into the party and jump in the pool and dive bomb in the water and splash quite a few people. The maid comes to find out where the children are, to gather them up and take them back, and then Donna Feng ends up yelling at the maid, and in front of everybody. So there are a lot of witnesses, and it is a very, very tense moment, very angry moment, and it does stick out, to the reader as well. Later on, it's the maid that's found murdered, and of course, Donna Feng is the prime suspect, because there's so many people witnessing her yelling at the maid, screaming at the maid, and I think even threatening her during that moment. That's the reason why she's a suspect. But during that time, as the police are about to take her to question her and to interview her at the station, she does say to Lana, who's still hovering around, "Go upstairs, can you please go upstairs and check something?" And while Lana's up there, she does find this odd-looking shape, odd-looking object, and I think it's shaped like a terracotta statue. And what she finds out is that it's actually a thumb drive. So she takes that and hides it in a bag and doesn't admit to Donna at that time that she picked that up, but she's got a hint that that's the thing that Donna wants her to get. So she's thinking there's something on there that Donna doesn't want the police to know. And that's quite interesting as well, because now we've got the mystery of the murder and the mystery of what's on this thumb drive. So two big mysteries in this story. So while the mystery is okay, it's not amazing, and we do have two mysteries to solve, I don't like the fact that this book doesn't concentrate so much on the Asia Village shopping centre. I like when a lot of the action takes place there, because then you get to see a lot of the people in that setting, in those scenes, and a lot of familiar people in this series. I do enjoy a lot of those characters in this book series, so I thought it was a shame not to have a lot of the action, a lot of the scenes in the shopping centre itself. Also, Megan, who's Lana's roommate and best friend, is kind of written out of the story a bit, and she used to be helpful to Lana. So in previous books in the series, she was kind of like Lana's sidekick, and they'd investigate together. In this book, Megan's not really investigating at all, because she has her own storyline going on about things going on in the nightclub she works at, where she's having to work extra shifts because they can't find someone else to work there. And I found that was strange in this book, and I wanted Megan to appear more and to help Lana more investigating the mysteries and trying to solve the crimes so they can help Donna Feng not be convicted of murder. So I think that having Megan not play a big part in this book did impact my view of the book overall. Having the PI character help Lana in solving these two mysteries, I thought was off-putting. In this cozy mystery series, I prefer the citizen character, Lana. solving the mysteries. I don't really want the PI character helping out, and I felt that a bit off-putting. I felt a bit strange as well, and it took the focus away from Lana a bit. It didn't make her the center of attention so much in this story, and I just hope the author doesn't keep including the PI character in future books in the series, because the series, I think, is strong enough without that PI character. The conclusion of this book, the wrap-up, I didn't really enjoy as much as the other books in the series. I thought it felt very forced. I thought the author was forcing the character into a situation that just seemed stupid, in my opinion. And you even get the hint that the character thinks she shouldn't be there, but she goes in anyway. And I just think books that do that really need to rethink how they end the book. I hope that future books in the series don't do the same thing, because it's such a strong series, and having this book bring the tone of the series down a bit, I'm hoping it's not the start of a pattern. I'm hoping that future books in the series are much stronger in their plot. Lydia is the PI that's helping Lana towards the last third of this book. An okay character, so I don't hate the character overall, but I don't think the character should be there in the first place. And I didn't like the catchphrase of the character, the way she keeps calling Lana chickadee all the time. That annoyed me. It bugged me a lot. It's a small thing, I know, but it did bug me a lot. And I think overall this character wasn't needed that much. And I think the author's trying to make this character larger than life in a way, and it kind of failed because everything felt forced. Nothing felt organic, the way this character was constructed. So I'm hoping the character doesn't appear in future books in the series. Alice, who was the victim, the maid who was murdered, I liked this character because the author was very clever in teasing out parts of the character after she died, and did it in a very clever way, because we learn more about Alice's history, even her present, bit by bit, and it fleshed out the character more and more as the story went on. And I thought that was very clever in doing that about the victim. And because sometimes in murder mysteries and in cozy mysteries, the victim can sometimes be forgotten about. Even though they're being investigated about, people want to know what happened to them, who murdered them. Sometimes they're not fleshed out very much after they're dead. But the author fleshed out this character quite a lot after she died. And I found that presented the character in a different light. And I learnt much more about the character, and my viewpoint of the character did change as the story went on. I have to mention Vanessa. Vanessa is a teenager who helps out at the restaurant. You know, she's a waitress, and I think she also works at the door of the restaurant. This character is a bit of comic relief, and when she's there, she just acts like a normal teenager. You know, has that same attitude that you'd imagine a teenage girl to have. And I just find this character very vibrant, very colourful, very well crafted. You can kind of picture her and imagine this character being real. And I love the interactions between Vanessa and Lana. They do add a lot of comic relief into the series, and I'm hoping that Vanessa still remains a constant through the series. Even though this is the weakest book in the series for me so far, I still rate it a 3 out of 5. And that's because the mystery itself is not the best, but it's still better than average in my opinion. And I like the fact that we learn more about Donna Feng's history, and that comes about in the mystery about the thumb drive. And I thought that was interesting as well, because that fleshes out Donna Feng a lot more in this series. On my channel, I read and review quite a lot of cozy mystery books. If you don't want to miss out on those videos, check out my channel and subscribe. I also have a cozy mystery playlist on my channel. It'll be on your screen now.